Good evening, folks. Welcome to West Valley Middle School. My name is David Claxton. I'm the principal here at West Valley Middle School, and we are so very thrilled to have you at our school this evening and to host the first meeting to get input on our district planning. For your entertainment this evening, we wanted to welcome you by having three of our wonderful students come serenade you with a song. Thankfully, I'm not going to be the one singing. They're going to be the one singing. So at this time, to kick off the meeting, I want to invite the students up now to sing us a song.
Sat down in a booth in a cafe there, gave an order to a girl with a bow in her hair. He's a little shy, so she gave him a smile, and he said, oh, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? I'm feeling a little low. She said, I'm off in an hour, and I know where we can go. So they went down and they sat on a pier. He said, I bet you got a boyfriend, but I don't care. I got no one to send a letter to. Do you mind if I send one back here to you? I cried, never gonna hold a hand of another guy too young. For him they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, a soldier's coming home. So the letters came from an army camp in California. Vietnam, and he told her this boy might be loving all of the things he's so scared of. Sad when it's getting kind of rough over here. Think of that day sitting down on the pier, and I close my eyes and see your pretty smile. Don't worry, but I won't be able to write for a while. I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young. For him they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, a soldier's coming home. One Friday night at a football game, the Lord's Prayer said and the anthem sang, and man said, folks, would you bow your heads for the stuff of gold leave London? Crying all alone under the stands was a piccolo player in the marching band, one named Red. Nobody really cared, but a pretty little girl with a bow in her hair. I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young. For him they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, a soldier's coming, I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy too young. For him they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, the soldier's coming home.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, ladies. Wonderful. Appreciate that. It makes me so proud to be in the work in the field that I'm in. Just to see our students perform academically, perform musically, perform in so many ways. So we've got such a great school system and so many great teachers that help our students. And by the way, Bob Thomas, superintendent of Knox County Schools, and been in the business. Speaking of the business and the work, started my 45th year, not in this job, but with Knoxville City and Knox County Schools. working on 45 years, 9 months in this job, so relatively still new in this. But I want to thank you for coming out this evening, a wintry evening, although it's a little better wintry evening than we've had in the last several days. But thank you for coming out and helping us tonight as we work on our strategic plan to set the roadmap, I guess, if you will, for what we'll be doing over the next few years, next 3 years, and how we're going to get there and how we're going to measure what we do so we know that we got there. So I just really appreciate you being here this evening. I know we have a couple of elected officials here. I'd like to introduce Commissioner John Schoonmaker, who is 5th District Commissioner, and thank Commissioner Schoonmaker for being here, and also Mrs. Susan Horn, who's 5th District School Board Representative. So thank you, Susan, for being here. And we've kind of have a set time, 6 to 8. That doesn't mean we can't finish before 8, but we want to be mindful and respectful of your time. So 8 o'clock is our hard finish. I'll stay here as long as anybody wants to stay here, though, so I'm not going to cut you off if you wish to speak with me. So I'm just so thankful for the opportunity to serve and serve our students, serve our employees, to serve our parents, serve our community, and I just appreciate the board for giving me this opportunity a little bit late in life, but I still have a few good years left, and I plan to give them to Knox County Schools. And again, so not to delay us, I'm going to get out of the way and let Mrs. Horn take it from here. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Thank you. It's so nice to be here tonight and to have all of you here. As you may know, Knox County is in the 4th year of a 5-year strategic plan. So it's time for the board to begin crafting a new plan, and so that's why it's so important that you're here so that we can get your feedback. And I'm anxious to hear from you directly, and we'll be taking comments from tonight and from all of the other meetings that are happening around the county over the next few weeks, all the online comments and from the questionnaire that's online, and we'll be taking all of that to craft what will become our new 3-year plan. So thank you so much for being here and taking your valuable time to come out and give us that feedback. And I am going to turn over the meeting now to our community liaison, Jeannie Delaney, and she will give us directions on how the rest of our evening will go. And then I think we're going to meet back here later. Okay, she'll tell us. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Jeannie.
Thank you so much, Susan. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. Again, I'm Jeannie Delaney, Community Liaison, and one of the things I was asked to do was to find some wonderful folks in our community to volunteer their time to come to these meetings to facilitate our breakout sessions. So I want to acknowledge them first. If y'all raise your hand, our facilitators. I want to thank them ahead of time for, again, just volunteering their time, because like the superintendent said, they're doing this because they know the most important thing we do as a community is educate our kids. So this is really just from their heart to be here. We have some wonderful scribes from our system. And so it is my interesting challenge to break the group into smaller groups, because we know the best way to make sure that everyone gets heard is to do it in smaller groups. So let me ask you this first so I'll know how to do this sufficiently. How many of you all are what I'll call adult participants tonight? If you'll raise your hand. You're from the community. You came to participate, okay? I know that's sort of a broad question, but in other words, you're not staff from central office. I mean, you're here to participate as a parent or as a community citizen, okay? Yeah, is that a little better? Yeah, I'm still coming off holiday. I've got holiday brain. Okay, evidently some students signed up. Who are our students that signed up? Okay. All right, so, yeah, and thank you all for being here. Let me ask you, students, hate to put you on the spot, but we have enough facilitators. If you would like your own group of just students to share some feedback, would you prefer that, or would you like to be among adults? They're talking about it. Have your own. That's what we sort of thought. We wanted to make sure. So, Okay, and again, I think I have about 16 adults. So if your name tag is 1 through 8, you're going to be with group 1. And if it's 9 through 16, you're going to be in group 2. And so in just a minute, our facilitators are going to be out in the hall. They'll actually hold up a sign, group 1, group 2, students. Okay, and then they'll take you to the breakout rooms. You're going to have probably a little over 30 minutes to answer basically 3 questions. What are we as a school system doing well? What could we do better? What could we improve on? And what would you like to see happen in the future? This is a plan for the future. So those are the 3 general questions. Once you all have completed your small group work, your facilitators will ask you to sort of look and see if there are some basic themes among what you talked about. If there aren't, that's fine. If there are, we'd like to hear those at the end. But everything will get typed up and put together and handed over to the Board of Education for their use as they begin to plan ahead. We have, I think the superintendent mentioned, this is the first of 9 such meetings, so there will be a lot of information, hopefully, that they'll be getting about what you all would like to see happen in the future for Knox County schools. So let me see if I did everything I was supposed to do. The facilitators, just so you'll know ahead of time, again, they're from community, they're neutral, they're objective, they have no particular points of view about this. They're there simply to make sure everyone gets heard and to keep you on task and on time. Okay? So it is, if I'm correct, somewhere around 6:13ish. We'll say 6:15. So facilitators, so I need group 1 and group 2, and then the student group to be out in the foyer, and you all follow them, and then we'll come at the appropriate time and ask you to come on back. Is that all right? Okay, I think we have all of our wonderful participants back. We're now very anxious to hear some outcomes from our small group sessions. I have to say, we might be relatively small in attendance tonight, but mighty. Y'all, I could tell. I was sitting in on all 3 groups just a little bit, and there was a lot of great discussion going on. So thank you all again for being here. By the way, should you think of one more comment or 2 or 3 questions that you want to make sure get captured and passed along, there are index cards on that back table. So grab 1 or 2, fill it out, let me have it before you leave. So, okay, so we had 2 mighty students in their own group, and they're prepared to report out first. So, young men, if you'll come up. Here's your mic.
All right. So one of my ideas that we should improve and also offer to students with two students with IEPs. So we should offer a small group setting and classes for students with special needs. And then one one area we do well in is we have a strong special education program.
Thank you, Grant. Hello, everyone, for coming here this wonderful night. So, one problem we have with today's schools is that it's becoming more overcrowded, and with new neighborhoods and more people and more neighborhoods coming into this, in certain schools, like this one, for example, is becoming more overcrowded. So we would need a new school to make sure that kids have a place to go, than just shoving them all into one desk together, since it's becoming so overcrowded. And a good thing that is with this great system is that we have amazing clubs and student councils, letting kids help with activities, making them make them great. Sorry, I cannot speak today. Giving them great activities to do after school to learn skills that they will learn. And I think that's all, Grant. Got anything else?
No, I do not. No, I do not.
Have a wonderful day, people.
Thank you. Great job. Great job. All right. So we had two adult, mature groups. Who would like to go first? All right, here we go. Group 1 has offered to go first with their reports. So we're anxious to hear your themes. You are. Do you need me to hold them up or anything?
Possibly, but I've got pictures, so I think I'm okay. Thank y'all for inviting us here tonight. I think this, first of all, is an important aspect of what we're all looking for, is communication and the opportunity to brainstorm and think of things that are great for our children and for our school districts. We want to start off with some things that are positive, and one thing that I think we did well in our group was speaking about how the teachers really communicate well with all the students. You can see that on the second or third line down there, and that the county is proactive instead of reactive. So we all seem to have experiences where we're getting good communication, and we feel that that's important and always can increase, I think, too. So we think Knox County does well with that, and then also provides a variety of programs, which is what you guys said too. All right. We would like to see more. We talked a lot about class size, and we talked about that in different aspects of smaller class size. Logistically, is that possible? First of all, or more attention within the classrooms for maybe the kids who aren't struggling the most, or maybe not doing the best, but somewhere the ones who kind of get lost in the cracks, somewhere in the middle. Or just might be struggling with an aspect of something and maybe getting behind because of that one aspect. So we think classroom size is completely relevant. I don't think we know the solutions for that, but I think that that is an issue, and I'm looking at my teammates to make sure I'm saying that correctly. All right. So we also think that there should be some areas of enrichment, whether that is for tutoring or whether that is for AP, those who are excelling and those who need some help or struggling with some things. So whether that's assistance in the classroom, whether that's extra programs, We know that funding has to be required for any of these things that we're saying up here, but in the aspect of just brainstorming, we think that that's important as well. And when we want to encapsulate that as tutoring and AP, because it's really, you have such a diverse amount of students that may need something. You can't really classify what that may or may not be. Okay, let's see. Did I get all that? I think I've got another one. Okay, so the real world, we wanted to add some real world class experiences. Oh my goodness, we all think that's important. Balance the checkbook, do the things that you have to do if you, hopefully everybody will make it through to 12th grade. But I mean, you have to be able to live beyond these walls in a profession, or in a job, whether it's a career or not. And of course, the STEM that is provided in our community and surrounding communities, it's really important to find a way for the students who need maybe not four-year college, maybe something else, but you have to be able to live beyond with your means outside of school whenever you graduate. So our top 3 items were class size, tutoring opportunities, and focus on the whole child. So I think that's it.
Thank you. Very good job. So our other mature group, who's going to report? Okay. You need a Vanna for you?
Yeah, and I think we can echo the IEPs are a strength of the county. That came up in ours, some of the other strengths that people have talked about. But we really think the county should be invested in parental involvement. You know, what's a 5th grader supposed to do? I'm a first-time parent. What are they supposed to do? You know, you as educators are the experts in that and have an opportunity. We're concerned about vocational education, and there's some great offerings that we heard about in the district, but they're limited to certain schools in certain areas. We also said that a strength was related arts. You know, it's pretty incredible that you can teach somebody who's never picked up an instrument and has no musicians in their family to play an instrument in 6 months. You know, I mean, it's an incredible plus for the school system and an incredible opportunity for the students. We were also very concerned with appropriate use of technology. Specifically, a kindergartner to 2nd grader doesn't need to take a standardized test on a computer or a standardized test at all. That's really not, I mean, I don't know, I just have one kid, but she didn't take any standardized test until 5th grade. And then the state testing and the accountability for the teachers, I think the teachers in this county are your greatest resource, and you don't want to burn them out. My daughter spends more time with you all than she spends with me. And so it's very important to me that those teachers are happy, healthy, and don't get abused by the state or the local district. So anything you can do to protect our teachers, please protect our teachers. Is there anything I'm missing, Group 2?
Thank you so much. Just quickly before I turn it back over to the superintendent, thank you all again for coming. Let me thank my facilitators for donating their time, the scribes. You all did a super job. I can read it. And so, Mr. Thomas, I'm sure you've heard some great stuff so far. Y'all were the guinea pig group, our first group, so you did great.
Thank you, Jeannie. Yes, you did do great. Thank you so much. We've talked all along about 3 priorities, and what I'm hearing, I think, fits into those priorities in terms of increasing student achievement and building a positive culture in our school district and eliminating disparities. Those are the 3 priorities we've been talking about for about the last 9 months, and hearing what you have to say just reinforces, I think, what we're working on, and we want to get better. We have a great school system, but can we be greater? Absolutely, we can be greater. And we have so much support from community, from parents, from our elected officials, and not going to make you stay here longer to listen to me, but just want to thank you so much and appreciate what you offered to us, and thank you so much for your support for our school system. And several of us will hang around here if you wish to speak individually with any of us. So have a good night, and thank you so much.